Rail strike is entering its 8th day today, but the problems on the track this morning are more serious than just a lack of workers. 2 trains have collided on the island of Corsica, injuring at least 24 people. Passengers suffered cuts and bruises, but none of the injuries were life-threatening. The collision is not thought to be related to widespread vandalism of tracks on the mainland. Authorities say there have been a series of sabotage attacks on its high-speed lines, and the CBC's David Common has the latest from Paris.
Good morning, Heather. This is at the very least a serious act of vandalism, and according to the rail authority, it is sabotage, suspected, they say, of having been carried out by striking rail workers. Now, what seems to have happened is that there was a very serious fire along one stretch of the TGV line. That's France's very high-speed trains that run between the major cities and internationally as well. It seems that fire has knocked out a very advanced signal system. As a result, there's almost no service on the lines today. Now, this follows other incidents of suspected sabotage when rail cars have been moved onto active tracks, when barriers have been placed on top of the rails, something the rail authority calls very serious and perhaps could even have caused a crash if it wasn't identified early enough. All of this is coming in the 8th day of these large-scale transportation strikes that have crippled certainly Paris's metro, the subway system, most of the buses, those high-speed train lines, the commuter trains. It's very, very difficult to move in and around France. There is widespread traffic jams, really from about 3 or 4 in the morning as people try to get to work and then try to get back home in the evening. Very, very difficult commutes. There's a great deal of pressure on the government and the unions to negotiate. At issue, at least for the transportation unions, is President Nicolas Sarkozy's plans to reform their pensions. As it stands right now, train drivers, for instance, can retire as early as age 50 on full pension. Sarkozy says the state can no longer afford that. The unions are pushing back. All of this is seemingly the result of that. There is, as a result, of course, a great deal of pressure on both government and unions to get back to the negotiating table, and they are talking today. One thing the government has on its side is that it was elected specifically on a platform to do just what it's doing right now, and for the most part, the public stays behind that platform and the ideas of the president. Heather?